Hmm.
just their overall enjoyment of the game.
I mean, I'm definitely frustrated that like my progress is hindered because I don't have those things, but at the same time, like I'm gonna grind to get those things though. That's my whole
Right.
concept of it. Like, yeah, I don't have the shit, but I'm gonna get it eventually. Like, we need murky energy residue, mixed energy residue, and a micromolecule biogel, which is all farmed inside of the swamp.
The swamp area.
Yeah,
Say less.
the echo
By the
swamp.
way, I was kind of wrong in talking about like the damage and how it works and everything else like that. Also, I was very much wrong about survivability and what to do. You know what I mean, as far as that goes. So if you want to take a look at your mods real quick, and I'll tell you about it. I'll be down to talk to you about
Um,
it.
at the moment, I'm using Vesa, and I have focus on chill, nimble
It
fingers, increase HP, increase defense, polygenic antibodies, increase shield, and then short sword.
so polygenic antibodies. Wait, is that what it says?
Yeah,
Poly.
polygenic,
I
I
know the
think.
one. I know. Yeah,
All
I know which one you're
attribute
talking about.
resistance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would take that one off and take off the shields. Shield is not helping us at all. Like I literally was just having this conversation, or not having the conversation, but I was looking up videos, and I also had a conversation earlier before work with some chick who was actually she had like a bunny that had like 20k defense, and I was like, that dude, that sounds overkill. She's like, yeah, it is a little overkill. Like it around like 15 is like the sweet spot, but you want to have like you want to be stacking up your HP and then your defense. 110%, and then you want to stack up even more defense with throughout the components and stack up HP throughout the build. Um, so the ones I'm prioritizing right now, and honestly, we need to get you into hard mode unless you already are in hard mode. I don't
I'm
know.
not yet. I gotta
Remember.
defeat the pyro.
So we need to get you up to hard mode because I was what is this? Maximize skills, maximize power, maximize duration. There we go. There we go. That's range. But no, she was telling me that basically like shields don't really do much, and that there was a mod that she wanted called MP Collector. So when defeating an enemy, instantly recovers 12.2% of max
That's
MP
retarded.
at a 13% chance, and it keep going. That's not like that's not base, by the way. I've already leveled it up like
Right.
3 4 times.
But still,
So I think
that's retarded to be able to get your MP back on kill.
right, and so she was using it on Bunny, right? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
retardedly fucking good.
so she was using that, and then a couple other things. The other really big thing that I wanted to talk about was the uh the weapons. Uh the weapons from I was so like I was pretty much going in the totally right direction. I wasn't like starting you guys wrong. The only problem was is that you want to stack more firearm attack than you want to do anything. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I have
You
mine all the
increase
way maxed out on my firearm attack module.
I didn't think about this. And so when I was like going out and doing all this stuff, right? And I'm just like, okay, I'm getting good damage numbers, right? But these guys are hitting millions, right? And I'm just like, how are they doing that? It's because they're stacking firearm attack and then like just stacking on the critical damage
Mm-hmm.
and critical hit rate, and then a little bit of weak point damage if they can fit it in. But nine
Yeah,
times out of 10, it's just that firearm attack, critical damage, and critical hit rate. And that blew me. I was like, dude, that's all. And then of course you got the element mods to actually slot in case you're fighting against like somebody who's like particularly weak against like toxin or electricity or fire, you know.
right.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to add. We were going in the right direction, but it's just a lot of other grinding that I need to do for a bunch of other characters. Sucks. but that's what I get for not looking some stuff up.
Okay, this is kind of broken. Did Moon just leave again?
Is Moon in here?
He joined and said something or other, and then I think he left because we were
I didn't hear.
talking about
I didn't
that.
hear him at all. I didn't hear him join at all.
Maybe it was Wesley. I don't know. Yeah, I got focus
I
on
wasn't there.
chill right now. Nimble fingers, increased HP, strength recovery, which is HP recovery modifier, but it lowers my outgoing damage by 1%, which isn't that big of a deal.
What do you say? Strength recovery?
Yeah, strength and recovery. It's a Xanic module slot, so if you happen to have a Xanic slot, you can put that and it'll drop it.
I see regeneration boost, but that's about it.
Yeah, this is strength and recovery, HP recovery modifier by 6%, and this is just base. And then outgoing damage modifier negative 1.8.
I wouldn't. I'd take that one off. That one's touching the outgoing damage that you're doing. That's you want as much damage as possible. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I would take that one off. That's hindering you, 110%.
I'm gonna find another 4 slot. Mm-hmm.
I would put like So the ones that when I was looking it up, the ones that said that they're really really good for every descendant would be MP Collector, right? Technician, increased HP, increased defense, nimble fingers, uh, skill expansion and skill extension, right? Those are going to be pretty much your stable mods for just about every descendant. When you start getting the energy activators and start putting your formas in, that's when we can kind of like go, okay, like we can just slot this, you know what I mean? Like we can just slot this extra thing in, you know what I mean? That's helping me out as far as like multi-talented, right? Multi-talented is pretty good, but it's a luxury to have that on. These are necessities, you know what I mean? So that
Yeah, I don't even
those are the
have that
ones I
one.
would slap on just about every descendant right now. The other so we were talking about MP Collector for her bunny, but there's also another one called Potent Collector, and you can actually look at the mods that you don't have by going to Access Info and actually pressing on Modular, and then you get like a whole like list of things that you know what I mean. I've never seen. I didn't even know there was that many or this many Transcendent mods. Truth be told,
Yeah, I put all of
but
them up in the chat earlier.
I did not. Yeah, I did not know this. I was very confused when I pulled up the screen and was just like, "There's how many mods? What?" So there is Potent Collector, which is when defeating an enemy, instantly recovers 12% of custom resources at a 4% chance. Characters with custom resources are Ajax, Bunny, Glay, and Kyle. So MP collectors, people who actually use MP, in my opinion. Potent collector is the one I'd be using for Glay, for Bunny, in Kyle. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't really think I'd use it for Ajax because I don't think I'd ever use Ajax. Truth be told, but also, oh my god, I want to get this when shield is at 0% plus 32% defense, and that'll be stupidly good on Clay because she has 0% shields at all times. So there's just a lot that I didn't think about, and I just didn't. Now that I see it, I'm just like, okay, now I gotta do a lot more grinding than I think I was. You know what I mean?
Originally gonna have to do.
Right. Which I'm completely fine with. This, like insulator conduction, electrocution immunity, I need that. Frostbite immunity, I definitely need that. Heat release, fucking need it. I've already got perfect venom out of all 4 of those, and then just keep going. Like I just need to keep going. There's multi maneuvering. There's long distance maneuvering. Grapples modifies the grapple to 25 meters instead of the base. And there's mid air maneuver. Modifies the grapple to be cast in mid air. However, it can only be used once, and the charge time is increased by 20%. That's just crazy to me as well. Like that just sounds nuts.
Yeah, that really is.
this would be really good for a bunny. Narcissism while sprinting. Skill cost is -1% per skill cooldown, uh, which is 1% every second up to 10 stacks, which would mean that the more you're running, the less it'll cost, but the cooldown would be increased by that percent, which I'm guessing the more you increase it, the less it'll cost, but the more the cooldown is.
Fuck, I
Which you
don't
can
know
do
which one of these to put on.
this.
Bullet
Read my
Rain. I have Bullet Rain and Electric Gun Barrel, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want to put on. Electric Gun Barrel,
So-
Electric Attack, but I'm using this is on the Thunder Cage, so like it's based around the electric or whatever. 20% electric attack, but the fire rate is reduced by 6%. And then Bullet Rain fire rate is increased by 8%, and my firearm attack is raised by 5.
So I would actually go for just leave it, right? Because that slot could really be a flex roll for, like, let's say we're going up against enemies in hard mode that are weak against toxin, right? You could just slap in like a toxin one, right? And just deal multiplicative damage instead of just base damage. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Increase the hit rate.
My vest is 25. I'm gonna try to do a run on the Pyromancer.
Give me a second and I'll actually join you.
I still have to add you, I think, because I don't think I have you added yet. Mm.
I might actually just farm for some Kuiper. Because while I would love to join, I really want to be able to now that I have that knowledge, I want to be able to like do some fucking damage to these guys. Because he's weak to fierce. Cool. He has a fire resistance, 2100. And these are all breakable with burst and crush. I can take out his shoulders. That's crush as well. So I'll play Glade because I actually looked up a really disgusting Glade build earlier.
The glade is supposed to be retardedly broken.
These are all tech skills, dimensions. I'm actually gonna use Restored Relic because that actually tracks on the people. Yeah, go here, increase the item level to 100. Gotta do the research first. I'm so upset with Divine Punishment as well. Shit's dumb.
Still farming that. Ali said he was gonna start it earlier, and I was like, "You're just wasting your time." I was like, "I know Wise has been on this shit for like 3 days now."
And you know what's funny too? The guy that I was talking with, and he was like, "Yeah, all I need is the rest of the shit, but it's not dropping." I was like, "Well, how many times have you tried for the actual blueprint itself?" He was like, "Oh, I got it on first try." And I was like, "Yeah, you're a slut.
Mm.
You're a bitch." So I know it's possible. I know, especially the way I'm doing it, it's definitely possible. It's just the drop chance is just hoeing my ass. Take off. Should I take off the blade ring? Let's increase. Yeah, let me go on a Kuiper farm. And then we'll do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to fight him with a 15 and a 22.
That does not sound fun at all, sir.
Mm-mm. And the fact that this Glay is not doing any fucking thing is kind of irritating.
See, that's why I want to go in there with a really good Glay build. I know. I know you know. You know I know. That this shit would be wicked. Shit finna get wicked.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to farming. It was not fun.
I gotta get this. What is that? Mixed energy residue, macromolecule biogel.
The Magisters are probably humanity's real hope, don't you think? Smooth as ice.
Iron defense. Fusion toxin dimension.
Where's Valby?
Hey, Descendant. The reason the excavation team couldn't reach here is because the Volga started digging here first. Anais told me that they brought the Magisters here, the ones who didn't escape, and forced them to work. That's why this place is called the Asylum. According to Anais, the Magisters who were brought here for forced labor might have found some information, but they couldn't have solved the code. Naturally, they probably pretended not to know the code. She said
7
that we had to
seconds.
hurry up with the search anyway.
Okay.
The Vulcan security is encryption feed, especially since operations in the sterile land. Given the reaction of the commander we encountered recently, he must not have considered the possibility that we would appear so soon. And as there is he must be attempting to extract all of the
Okay.
ancestral device data at once.
I've got, okay, and I get kicked. It's perfect. Set the report. And let's see,
The enemy has an encrypted communications device. If you defeat him, I can access its memory and communications history data. I have analyzed the data we obtained from the enemy. The most frequently mentioned words are seal, red sphere shell component, and conflict. I have assessed the shell analysis data. The shell is composed of a similar material to the links surrounding the Ironheart. Combining all of the data, I believe we can conclude that the ancestors inserted the Ironheart into the red sphere.
I'm gonna come farm some, Kuiper. Or actually,
Perhaps
fuck.
the ancestors sealed the Ironheart inside the red sphere because they felt that a simple vault couldn't hold it. I cannot figure out the exact steps they took, but the important thing is that the sealing was successful.
Knocked around on the floor like a bitch.
I'm analyzing the data retrieved from the destroyed device. Please buy me some time.
Sure. Vespers that we were farming.
Hey, that's a lie. Don't fall for it. If the Ironheart was gone, I would have noticed it already.
Lunet's right. The coordinates of the pulse from the Ironheart are unchanged.
Might have been the sterile land, actually. Yeah, it was.
I've literally just been farming fucking Kuiper and shit for like the last 3 days to upgrade my modules more and more.
Once you get to hard mode, it's actually really easy. It's like way, way easier.
It's filled with way
Yeah, I've been stuck on this pyro for like 2 days now.
But we're going there anyway.
Every time I try to get into a fucking lobby with it, like they're always the low levels.
Data as possible.
I ain't seen a level 40 in that bitch one fucking time that I've joined.
That's scary.
Like most people I see are anywhere between 15 and 32. With the regular zones and shit, I fly right through. It's these end bosses are like the physical power gap or whatever is what I've been struggling with.
Compressed data. 40%.
Power gap as far as like how much damage you're doing.
Yeah,
Realize I can connect to
like I can't do enough damage to these like last 3 bosses, like this one and that executioner or whatever. I think is the one before it. I struggled with him, but then at the same time, I was also using Vesa or not Vesa, Freya at the time when I did it. So I was fighting poison on poison. When I do it with any other character now, it's ridiculously easy. But I feel like that was why I struggled so much with Vesa, at least with that character. But I don't know. This Pyromancer has kicked my ass on every single one of my characters a handful of times.
This is all because the ancestors dispersed the data. It has come to this. I'm going to end your life to receive a stronger body from Lord Aemon.
Decryption protocol activated. Compressed data extraction complete and security removed. Beginning analysis. The data contained records of the ancestors who tried to remove the Ironheart, their operation plans, and the blueprint for the special weapon to break the seal. The weapon's power source was RK. If we can use this information effectively, we'll be able to obtain the Ironheart safely. We must inform Alpha and come up with a plan.
On the executioner for these 2 things that I have, and hopefully I get the fucking catalyst for Valby. Oh my god.
I mean, Galay's probably not the best to be Kuiper farming, but you know,
Like Bunny would be the best, but then again, I
no,
don't
she
know.
really, no, she really is. We were trying to get the MP collector earlier,
Yeah.
and she was using Bunny, and she was just going absolutely fucking stupid with her. When built right, I think all the characters are going to be absolutely dumb, but Bunny for sure is probably going to be. She's probably
But
going to be one of those staple people. You know what I mean? That people are just they just fucking love.
I feel like Bunny's gonna be ad clear. Freya is gonna be crowd control. Ajax is more of like a tank, in my personal opinion. Watching Ali play him. Glay is your like DPS character.
Boss.
Yeah, the boss killer. And Ezio or Enzio or whatever his name is your Vault Hunter. Ain't no fucking way he went into his immunity state at 1 HP. I'm gonna say that was some fucking horse shit. That was the case. Come on, Valby. Fuck yeah! Okay, now I can make Valby. Oh.
Oh, I'm definitely getting that mod. Supply moisture turns my Valby into an actual boss killer.
Ooh. See the Nerf wave coming soon?
Hmm?
You see the Nerf wave coming soon?
For this game?
Yeah.
No.
I was watching a video earlier on it. I wasn't fully paying attention, to be 100% honest.
Well, to truth be told, these each and every descendant has a niche on what is going on, how to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
yes, Bunny is popular because she's able to farm a lot. Like, I'm able to grab Bunny and say, okay, let's go on this defense mission. You know what I mean? Like, let's just clear out everything. But you're also able to say that the same way for a Valby. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can set up traps and set up like just spawn trap them. You know what I mean? And just have that dot damage ready.
Yeah,
So
same
that
way
way,
with Freya. I feel you on that.
exactly.
Like you're
So, like-
explaining that shit, and I'm just sitting here like, yeah, the fucking
Freya can do the
Freya do.
exactly. So it's just a matter of time until I think people figure out that every descendant has their own unique thing of
Yeah.
what to do.
Everyone has
know?
their own niche, and like if you look,
Yeah.
and I hope people understand it quick enough, because obviously they ain't doing it in the boss fights. Because I am an avid fucking like person of the hell that I have been put through doing this shit. So yeah, definitely people need to start learning what elements work with what and this, that, the other, and all that shit. Like
Well, and also like the damage types. There's 3 different damage types in this game. That's not hard to keep up with.
right.
You
And,
know what I mean?
like, did you
People are
know that
still-
Valby and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I know exactly where you're going with it.
Valby
went on
and
action.
Bunny can fucking sit there and cross counter off of each other. Did you know that?
Oh, you talking about like with electricity and water?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I knew that to an extent, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's an actual mechanic in the game and shit. So if you run your water and shit on the ground and a bunny runs across it, it electrifies the water.
Yeah, that's wicked. So that means I'm just getting more dot damage from that, and she's applying that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's just.
Like all of the elements work off of each other. I can't remember exactly what all of them, but I remember when I was watching a video when the game first came out, they were talking about the fact of like the elements coincide with each other, and then the non-elemented people have their own specific buffs that counteract the buffs or whatever. So like you could have, for instance, like Balby and Bunny running off of that, and then have two non fucking element characters running, like for instance Glay or whatever for one of them, because I know she's non fucking chick.
She's not an attribute. Yeah.
And then like Ezio or Enzio or whatever the fuck his name is or whatever.
Enzio, Asima. Well, Asima is kind of burn. He's kind of fire.
Or as whichever one is the treasure hunter one or whatever. I always get them
Enzo.
those two. Yeah, Enzo. I get them confused. But you put that whole team together and you got everything you need for open world. You know what I mean? Like you want to go find a vault? All right, homie, got you. Like you need fucking a shit ton